Well, guys, it's Boxing Day, or the 26th, or Christmas Day #2, or just Monday. Was it Sunday? What day is today? Let me just check. Yeah, Sunday. Hey everybody, it's Sunday. Anyway, today we'll be doing my top 3 video games of 2021. Now, I would like to point out that I didn't play everything brand new. There was a lot of games that I wanted to play but didn't get a chance to play. So take this list as a pinch of salt. It may not be my definitive 2021. In fact, some of the games I wanted to play this year, I'm probably playing them right now. But since I need to record this and edit this before I go away for my holiday break, yeah, they didn't count. Anyway, why top 3? Well, I did play a lot of games this year, and a lot were just kind of okay. These 3 games stood out to me as some of the best, or no, in my opinion, the best games of 2021. Now, I would like to know your favorite games of 2021 in the comments section down below. And while you're there, you can hit like, ring-a-ling-the-ding-a-ling, and subscribe for more salty content. Let's get in with the video. Let's get in with the video. Let's get on with the video. Honorable mention: Nier Reincarnation. Now, the reason this video game is here is because it's the most video game I played throughout this year. Mainly because it's a massive grind due to the fact that it's a mobile game, but it's also the game I've made the most videos on. I had a lot of fun with it. I still think the story is very good. Gameplay is kind of bare bones. I do like the customization. I do like the art style. I love the music. Overall, I think it's a decent game. Very grindy. It's probably my favorite mobile game ever, but it's not my favorite game of 2021 by far. I just thought I'd put it in there because I probably do have about 300 hours and it only got released in August. Oh dear God. Anyway, let's get on to the list. Number 3, Bravely Default 2. Now, to be honest with you, I wasn't expecting to really like this game. I loved the first 2 games, Bravely Default and Bravely Default Second Layer. I know there's the subtitle for the first game. I think it's Where the Fairy Flies. I love those games on the 3DS. I think the art style for those games perfectly suit the 3DS. I love the Brave Default system. It really updates the turn-based strategy by allowing you to take extra turns in your turn if you think you can defeat the enemies. Great mechanic. And then I played the demo for this game, and I was immediately filled with dread, which is probably a running theme throughout this list. Anyway, after actually finally getting to play the game, I played it for about half an hour and then stopped playing it because of the next game on this list. But after I finished that game and returned to this game, I slowly fell in love with the characters, and slowly was like, I just fell in love with the game basically. I haven't finished it, unfortunately. I'm on the final dungeon, I believe, so you know, it's a JRPG. There's a bit of grinding to do. I feel like the story is great. The art style, I've slowly grown on it. I still think the art style on the 3DS, well, this art style was much better on the 3DS, as the 3DS couldn't render too much and had a lot of hardware limitations. This game looks fine. It plays great. The basic Brave Default system is back. So much customization with job classes and abilities and subclasses and all this other stuff. The new system in this game is the weight mechanic, where you can't just equip the best items or accessories because there's a weight, and if you go over your weight limit, your character's stats are decreased because they're carrying too much. It's a pretty cool system. Overall, like the party chat, where you get more character in-depth, the side quests where you even get more character depth. It's just great. Overall, I love this game. So it gets a number 3 spot. Number 2. Before we get into number 2, number 1 and number 2, I debated for a long time which was the better game. My criteria was how complete the package is, how well everything works together, and unfortunately, both these games really combined all their elements together to exceed the game. So I didn't know what to pick, but ultimately I decided to pick number 1 as number 1 because it wasn't a wholly original game. Because number 2 is a slight version update. Near replicant version. Hold on now. 1.224744874139 ellipses. Not even Steam icon can get the full title. Yes, this is a remake version update of the original Nier game. Technically the Nier game we never got because this follows the young boy protagonist rather than the father protagonist that the Western got. So it's nice to know that we actually got the true chronological game in the Nier franchise. This is a prequel to Nier Automata. So, you know, if you played Nier Automata, you should probably definitely check out this game. This game won best music at the Video Game Awards, which, you know, it should. This has an amazing soundtrack. I love the soundtrack of this game. I love the art style of this game. Gameplay, again, going into this game, I was told through a number of game journalist publications and people who played the original version of this game that it can be a bit of a grind. It doesn't feel as smooth as Nier Automata, so, you know, I was kind of like dreading this experience because I kind of wanted to complete this. Unfortunately, completing 100% in this game is a lot harder than Nier Automata because you have to replay the same section over and over again, where Nier Automata you could do a chapter select thing. But you know what? I fell in love with this game. I didn't think the combat was that bad at all. I didn't think the gameplay was that bad at all. I felt it fit the story and fit the themes, and you know, it kind of changes its gameplay style slightly in certain sections to kind of homage other games and fit the scenery of certain areas that are kind of parodies or love letters to other games. Overall, I just fell in love with the characters in this game. I still say Nier Automata is probably the better game, but I feel like this story is I love the characters a lot more in this game. Don't get me wrong, the Nier Automata characters are great, but the fact that they're meant to be androids and kind of emotionless kind of hampers the main characters a bit. Like, you can feel more emotionally attached to these characters than you can 2B and 9S. Well, I guess 9S showed a lot of emotion. Maybe too much emotion near the end. Overall, I love this game. I then debated whether this was going to replace Nier Automata as one of my favorite games of all time. I still think the gameplay in Nier Automata is a lot better. It's a lot smoother, but you know, this game does it pretty good. Also, like, since it's a version update, there's a lot more new content as well. You know what? The added stuff is great. It's fantastic. I love the new boss. I love the new areas. Area. I won't go into spoiler details, but you know, if you're a Nier Automata fan, you should definitely play this. And yes, technically there are 2 Nier games on this list. So, you know, I'm a bit of a fanboy. Anyway, it's a good game. Number 2 on my list. So, what is number 1? Well, you know how I said the theme of this list was kind of dread, you know, after playing Bravely Default 2's demo, I was kind of dreading the game. I was told to kind of dread Nier Replicant game. But, you know, the daddy of this year was definitely Metroid Dread. Imagine waiting, I guess, over 15 years to play a sequel to the first ever Metroid game I played. You start getting worried that it's going to be like a Duke Nukem Forever situation, but it's not. Mercury Stream knocked it out of the park. This game is fantastic. The gameplay, level design perfectly complement each other. The sound design is so good. I love the fact that they were able to explore a completely different planet and basically create a load of new enemy designs that you don't have to akin to older games, because a lot of the games take place on the same planet, so they have to kind of use the same enemies, but this game they kind of could go do their own thing. And then it's like it is a sequel to Metroid Fusion. I just every moment of this game I loved. so good. It's so well thought out. It was just a blast. It was such a blast that as soon as I beat it again, and as soon as I beat it again, I beat it again. Yeah, that's the sign of a good game. Honestly, I just, you know, Metroid Dread is my game of the year. It's perfection. Sure, the story, it's there. I think it does a serviceable job. It carries the story on. It doesn't ruin the character of Samus at all. It tries to add something, but kind of falls flat, in my opinion. But overall, it's a great package. If you own a Nintendo Switch, at least try it out. You won't be disappointed. Unless you don't really like precise movements and stuff like that, in which case you might be disappointed. Overall, that's my top 3 games of the year. Let me know your top 3 games of the year in the comment section below. And while you're down there, don't forget to smash like, hit subscribe, ring-a-ling-the-ding-a-ling. You can dislike, don't worry, I can still see it in the YouTube studio. And I guess enjoy your Sunday, or Boxing Day, or Christmas too, or holiday. You know, just enjoy. Just enjoy playing video games. And I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow, maybe in the new year. I don't know at this point, but you know, enjoy the holidays. Goodbye. Morse, Marvelous, together on the track. Let's go. Red sus, 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 sus, red 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 sus, sus.